Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Our next game now is upon us here. That was a little bit of a break, you could say, if you're tuning around. But, of course, as you noticed, we were waiting on one of the teams here, that known as Team NP. They just got finished playing a nearly 2-hour match. Thrilling one at that against Planet Odd. And they ended up winning it in the end. That's what matters. So they stay with a 6-1 record, I believe, now coming into this. Team Red, on the other hand, 3-5. They are eliminated. They're playing just play spoilers here. I'm CPK, joined by Charlie. We made it.
We did. We finally made it. And before, you know, this match has a lot of implications for who could possibly get that first seed.
Yeah.
If NP don't win, they're probably out of contention. If they do and certain things happen in the odd game, then there may be first place tiebreakers. So, big deal here.
It is, and I gotta, you know, it's Team Red on the other side of it. Something tells me they're gonna try. You know, again, even though they're out of it, wouldn't that be fun?
I think they are going to do some clowny ass stuff to try and mess with NP.
Okay, so try in the sense of really kind of throw them off. Perhaps.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, in their last game, Grant said they did some like weird coddle Earthshaker stuff.
Oh, really?
Just like sat in base, and I don't know. Anyways, we got an IO pick for NP.
Yeah, we got an IO pick. Obviously, a very strong start. Pile Die, known for playing some Wisp. Disruptor Enigma. That is not your everyday duo to start for a draft.
It's not. I know. Who knows what shenanigans this team has planned? It is like. It's Jenkins, you know, crazy guy. You got also Franz. He is the, if you ever run into the Jack Jungle Venomancer in your pubs, you have Franz to blame for it.
I've heard about this. It's apparently not something that a lot of people like to play with.
No, I mean, Jack stopped doing it because he said it automatically tilts his team. But, you know, if it happens again, he's the man to blame.
All right, we'll see if that comes into play right here or not. But Necrophos going to be that second pick for Team NP. So the Wisp Necro. Again, kind of a unique start of sorts. Not necessarily the Wisp, but Necro second.
That's a strong safe laner. And the thing is, like, Wisp enables so many lanes. It's like a 5-position support that just, like, is not like your Disruptors or your Warlocks or anything where you just sort of sit in a lane and try and get your levels and pull, but like Wisp moves and he just like can make certain heroes so much stronger, makes certain lanes so much stronger because he runs around with a bottle. If somebody gets gone on, he gets healed up immediately, and all of a sudden the gank gets turned around on you. Wisp is like an incredibly unique hero, so much so that not every team can run this. You need a specific Wisp hero or Wisp player, and then you need like to be practiced with it, to know how to set up your lanes and move around the map like that. Like, it's a huge draft advantage to be able to run this. Absolutely,
and of course there's some partners that we may usually see more so with a Wisp. Necro, I guess, you know, could be interesting, but Sven is one that comes to mind right off the bat. That is very popular lately on the scene. Obviously, then there's more the classics and things like the Tiny and. No, you even threw Ursa in there as
Tiny's
well.
a dead hero, man. Raindrops ruined that hero.
Yeah. I know Alliance ran him a couple times recently still.
And where's Alliance?
Yeah, they didn't do too well there. Qualifiers. Anyways, we got the draft developing, though. Going a little further, we got Lena LC bans on the side of Team Red. AA as well as Terrorblade.
Yeah, AA makes a lot of sense just because... you drafted 2 healing heroes, and AA obviously prevents healing, so...
That he does. Pretty good at that.
Good ban, NP.
It's logic. AA has actually been interesting as well. I've noticed I've been casting a little bit of the European region just before this event, and from what I've seen also watching some of the regional qualifiers of that region, AA has actually been picked up by like 3 or 4 different teams, not even necessarily as a counter, but rather
just because it's a good hero.
Because it's a good hero, you know, with Ice Vortex ramping damage. You got his passive, or not passive, but his amping damage of teammates. Cold Feet stun, I guess. I don't know.
Ice Vortex got a buff as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they fixed the bug where it's not listed on the tooltip, but Ice Vortex also increases the speed of AA. Maybe the last, I think the last patch didn't, it was never listed. It's an unlisted change, but it does increase his movement speed when he's over it.
I do remember seeing something about that, so that actually, yeah, maybe that was something that kind of helped boost him on for at least several teams out there. So, but the point is, as you're going on though, again, this is already a team where AA would be great against just simply for the Ice Blast. So, not going to give them that option. The third pick though for Team Red, they're thinking about it. They were pretty decisive with Disruptor Enigma, but
all right,
so
they go
here.
for the probably four position Enchantress.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's very similar to like Sand King and Night Stalker and such. You get a creep and you just run at the safe lane over and over. You can't really fight the Enchantress because you have to fight her creep too. So we'll see what NP does to counter this. AUI actually, what we've seen a lot from him is the 4-position Doom, which is obviously a great counter to Enchantress to eat her creep.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't seen some Doom yet in these regionals, but as you mentioned, Aoi has been apparently playing that a little bit. So maybe Team NP, that's the direction they could look to go. Doom itself, the ultimate that is, always going to be useful against something like an Enigma or whoever really, put that on.
I mean, Doom is the ultimate counter to almost every hero.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. Enchantress is interesting to me as well. When 7.0 especially first came out with the whole jungle change and especially now that they changed it back to now being every minute spawn, but Chen was another hero that I really thought could possibly start seeing more action and just never really took off. Jungle in general, of course, hasn't really been a viable option, but we have been seeing Enchantress as option has kind of come about a little bit.
Well, the Enchantress offers, well, you can have multiple creeps up earlier than the Chen than the Chen can, and Impetus offers a way to deal damage like later in the game, whereas Chen is you just have a creep army and then you feel pressure to sort of do something early with it, like get early push down, create map control, but after that point you sort of do nothing. Oh, hey
Charlie, he got it.
I did.
But it makes sense. Not only has he been playing a little bit, but as you said, he can eat those creeps, which will most certainly be annoying for Enchantress. As far as her benefit of the hero, of course, that she brings. So, yeah, good pick up there from Team NP. Didn't take too much time to think about it. Now the fourth pick for Team Red going to come about. I noticed people in chat talking about this, by the way, just to be clear. Odd versus Team Freedom, yes, that's a very big match as well. That is going to be coming up in the near future here. That will be covered by Beyond the Summit. I know they've been talking about that. That's one of the more higher priority ones, of course. But it isn't happening at least for another hour or so from what I understand. So don't worry, guys. We're not going to skip over that one as far as getting it casted here. I know our mainstream, though, we are starting to cast Southeast Asia now with the playoffs starting, of course. Taking priority there. But it will be casted on one of the streams. We'll keep you guys updated there. Back to this draft. Fourth pick now. They're going down to the wire, man. And it's going to be a Weaver.
Yeah, it's really good against the IO. You can just Shikuchi back to the back lines and then burst them down early. IO's got like no armor, and then the bugs just compounds on top of that.
Vulnerable to Doom, though? With the ultimate?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, every hero is vulnerable to Doom, right? There are only a few heroes that don't really care about it, like potentially Abaddon, and Razor doesn't really care about Doom. But, you know, you can't just
play around that necessarily, so not really worrying about it too much. Decide to go the Weaver. In place of that, Nyx Assassin, going to be the fourth pick for Team NP. Shaping up. So you were suggesting AUI's been playing the Doom as that 4 position. So does that mean then this is going to be the off-lane Nyx, or will they maybe swap it up here?
They might swap it up because we've also seen MSS. I think we've seen a game of MSS Doom.
Okay. That's what I was kind of getting at. I guess it just depends on which obviously you feel is going to be a better option for that. And Doom has more potential to go to the jungle if need be, obviously, with that off-lane presence.
I have a feeling it's probably the Nyx off-lane just because, like, the Enchantress, one of the things that is sort of the meta against Enchantress is, like, very, when these two heroes used to face off against each other, a lot of times Doom would wait to devour a creep, so he could try and mirror the Enchantress's movements.
Okay.
And then when the Enchantress shows up, then he eats the Enchantress creep.
Aha. Gotcha.
So it's sort of like a game of
cat and mouse there.
Cat and mouse, yeah.
Trying
And that's more suited for a 4-position dupe.
Okay.
I don't think we've seen this matchup in a long time, so it's like...
yeah, it sounds a little old school
I gotta
here.
like rack my brain to remember.
Think about how it used to work. Well, we're going to get an idea here. NP versus Red. We got the bans. Ooh, interesting final bans. Death Prophet from Red and then Broodmother coming out from NP. So want to stay away from some cheese of sorts. And they just go Queen of Pain instead for good old Fata here. In that middle lane, Team Red, they do... What do they need? They need their mid, right? Yeah. They also need their mid. So now that they have the quad picked up, what's a good option? Lina is not on the board.
Lina's banned out. Let's see. They need
OD, Sniper comes to mind a little bit. Shadow Fiend is still available.
The Sniper's scary to play here because you just get run out.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend is not a great matchup against Quap, and they go for the toxic pick. The lane secure, the
Literally.
Viper.
Oh! Actually, Monkey's playing it, though. How have they been laning? Is Monkeys their mid player? Oh, you know what? I think he did. That's right. He did transition to mid, didn't he, for this? Okay. Because I'm used to him with Complexity, obviously, you know, when he was back on that team. And he was playing off lane for them for the longest time, so... Okay, so yeah, he's their mid player. I had to really do a double take there for a second. All right, so Monkey's going to be playing that mid Viper. Mentioned the toxic hero that is, obviously with all the poison that he does. But Viper, whenever I see this hero, from my understanding, he's one of the strongest laners in the game. But it's really, how does that translate? It seems like teams find it a difficult time to kind of translate that from a dominant laning phase.
He's gotten a lot better now. He does output damage in the late game. He does have a way to transition to the late game. His biggest issue is just the lack of mobility. It's a pretty simple hero to play, and it's a pretty simple hero to play against, right? He just runs at you and right clicks you. There's no sort of blink or whatever to position himself within a fight. His path is pretty straightforward. It's straight at you.
That's just tunnel vision all the way, yeah.
So like that's his big issue, is just his ability to move around to lanes.
All right, well, we'll see how Monkey's able to do with it here in that middle matchup against Queen of Pain. So as I mentioned, again, a dominant laning hero, 1v1 especially. In the case of against a Queen of Pain, does that really stick still? Do you expect Viper to still win that matchup?
For the most part, because Queen wants to. You typically play. It's changed a lot over the years. So, typically, Queen is a hero that wants to kill the other mid laner. You want it to snowball off the lane, but her recent talents have made her more viable late game. So you can play. You don't have to be so pressured to snowball early.
Yeah.
And typically, like, Viper was a hero that stopped that snowball because you can't kill him. Mm-hmm. But now, with the introduction of the extra creep mid, wave clear becomes much more important. And Queen of Pain has wave clear, Viper doesn't. So the advantage of Quap here is that she can just scream out the wave over and over and over again and keep the Viper like stuck in his lane at his tower, CSing on their tower.
Gotcha.
So that's how you should play the lane matchup now if you're the Queen.
Yeah, some engagement here. I mean, Isle's actually getting fairly low. In fact, he might end up dying. It looks like he definitely is going to end up dying. The battery will be picked up by Necro, but that's a first blood going in favor of Nusham, playing on the Enchantress here to start things off. So it was a battle for the bounty rune. It really was a 2 versus 2 skirmish, and well, Enchantress Enigma, they come out on top of that. Io obviously is not really the most powerful at level 1.
That hero doesn't really count, so
no.
in those situations.
Well, very strong start there for Team Red. Got to feel good about that. And what are they doing down here? It is going to be the Enigma off lane, but Nusham just going to head into the jungle now. Did get enchant at level 1. Expect that creep to be picked up. Is there a specific creep that she's looking for? I mean, she gets a Wild Ring Ripper here for farming to help with that even, but is there one that she really wants to get, you think?
I think it would have been really nice for her to get a Satyr, because then you can just take the Satyr and repeatedly blast the IO over and over again.
Okay.
But the Wild Wing's not bad. is just going to send it mid, throw down a tornado on the Quap. Super annoying. I mean, AUI is sort of he's offering the same presence. Middle lane is no longer a 1v1.
Yeah. The Wilding Ripper even helping Viper now a little bit. With that tornado kind of pushing them out. You see Yaoi is has to fall back. He obviously got the Troll Summoner with that first Devour of his. As a result, top lane, Dizzy's getting pretty low, but so it ends up being the Nyx Assassin. You called this, Charlie. Nyx ends up in that off lane. Made sense with the logic there. Bottom lane, Jenkins. Wow. They are diving quite a bit here. Behind the tower. They're essentially creep cutting right here.
Yeah, this is a little scary for Jenkins, but luckily, like, they don't really have a stun. But he might just get chased down, but, you know, MV, that's only a level 1 death pulse.
Yeah, but this is something, though. And Necro ILN, I mean, again, I know on paper the potential definitely sounds pretty strong. In fact, middle lane, by the way, Monkeys. Oh, he might be end up going down. The Thunder Scream in. He wants this kill. It's going to get a kill, though, on a Doom first. Ends up falling himself, but that Scream of Pain ended up doing in Viper as well as a couple auto attacks.
Yeah, that was definitely worth it for NP. And something that we didn't mention when Envy and Pi were diving the Enigma is that Envy actually has an Orb of Venom.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So he's just chasing this guy down, trying to apply that slow and try and apply pressure to the Enigma.
That's what do you think about that decision? I mean, that's some gold invested into, you know, 4% range slow on top of damage.
It's cute. Ultimately, unless Jenkins misplays, I don't think it should get the kill.
Okay. Well, you see Enchantress coming in at the bottom lane now. Another Wildwing Ripper to help kind of zone out the lane a little bit. Yeah, she is definitely stacking this jungle, I've noticed, too. At least some sorts.
And, you know, this is actually, like, not a great lane for the Necrolite, because there's... I was in a cast earlier with Cap, and he mentioned, you know, any lane where there's a danger of your Eidolons dying is not a great lane.
Okay.
And so he has to, like, micro them back. He can't like freely use them to last hit and deny anymore. He's got to be careful about losing them.
Yeah. Obviously helping that aura of not the aura, but the kill progress of Necro. You know, the benefit that he gets from that. That's what you're getting at. So yeah, it can be difficult for Enigma to have a successful time, but he is level 4 just about. So in that sense, he's actually doing a great job. It feels like so far as Jenkins. At the bottom, middle lane. Oof. A Mud Golem coming in from Enchantress, pressuring the Queen of Pain right there, but she blinks away and is going to head back towards the base to regen. Instead now, top lane, Nyx Assassin keeps playing aggressive, and actually now Scorched Earth put down from Doom. They're going to find the Disruptor. No glimpse by him. He does have Kinetic Field, but that's not going to save him at this point. Down he goes. The Doom Nyx Assassin doing a work. Weaver's going to Shikuchi in, but not much more he can do. But yeah, Nyx himself, it seems like he's had a very good time up here.
Yeah, like Weaver, you think of him as a pretty self-sustaining, you know, carry, but the thing that I think most people don't realize about Weaver is that at level 1, he's actually really garbage. Your damage is low. You can't as I say this, he's going for MSS, but I don't think he has the damage.
No.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like at level 1, you're basically a range creep with an escape, because you don't want to use Shikuchi to necessarily like be a damage source, because like if a rotation comes or something, at level 1 Shikuchi is what's it called, cooldown is pretty long.
How long is it right there? We're looking
it's
at
12 seconds at level 1.
12, yeah. It's down to level 6 though. Well, he's level 4, so.
So if you can't pressure an offlaner early at level 1, then you know he's gonna have a pretty good time.
Yeah, it goes back to Nyx having a good time there.
Yeah, especially PMS offlaners.
Yeah, has that there, and the double mango helping the regen even. Double Centaur here in the middle lane coming out from Nusham on the Enchantress, and they're pushing, man. This is the siege creep spawn here, so they want to make use of this push. The Centaur is helping with that. Now you would maybe would rather have some kind of aura to assist, but take what they can get. You see the Q's applied to Queen of Pain from Disruptor right there, the Thunder Strike. Gonna force her out, but yeah, they really want this tower kill early on in the game, and they just might get it actually.
I like this move by Franz. He realizes that if he just stays static in the top lane, he's an easy target to get run over. So instead, he wants to be the one being aggressive and making moves on the map.
Oh! Doom actually somehow still last hits it, despite the kinetic field. Now, might cost him his life. It looks like it is. So, I mean, even with the deny, though, that is a middle tower that's dead in favor of the Dire side, and that's a very important tower.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and they got the kill on the Doom. This is not looking, you know, you think that MP is the favorite, but they're behind right now.
Is Enchantress just really that good at, because, like, Viper alone, you figure, it's like, this doesn't really make sense to be pushing a tower at 6 minutes into the game, but obviously she was a big part, but hold that thought, because Eternal Levy bottom lane, oh, a kinetic field not in time. If that connects, that might be a dead Necro. However, Isles still could be in some trouble. He does not have any mana to tether currently. Needs 40s at 25. Regening as much as he can. Mud Gold, no, that's going to assist. And Nusham will actually get credit for the kill. But, yeah, it goes back to Enchantress. Is that just what she does?
Yeah. He had 2 Centaurs as well. Like, this is ultimately the advantage of Enchantress versus Chen, is that your creep, at level 1, you can have multiple creeps on the map. You notice that he had a Wildkin, sent it mid, and was still able to jungle on his own because he enchanted another Wildkin. Normally, Chen, he can only have that 1 creep. That's it. If you can only commit that 1 creep to 1 lane. If you do that, then you can't really jungle yourself, and then you fall behind.
Yeah. Well, Queen of Pain right here. She's trying to make up for not having a tower for the time being, and I mean she is leading in last hits and denies right now, 41-8 compared to a 35-9 Viper. So that's where Fata is doing a pretty good job. But Weaver, 42-12 here at the top lane. Bring up Aquila finish. The Magic Wand pickup does have that Blightstone, where the nice last hitting earlier on too, and actually has a Lincoln Sphere queued up for his first go-to item. So you can see a couple of directions. Dragonlance comes to mind, but going the Lincolns here, does that make sense on the Weaver?
You are against a Doom and a Nyx
okay.
and a Necro. There are a lot of spells you want to block.
Yeah. So good item to have, and still a ways off, but wish he has it now? No. I was going to say Doom's running in as if he had his Doom, but he does not. He's not level 6 just yet. It does have the Satyr, though, taken over. So going to use that Shockwave to harass out and soften up Zizzy a little bit. Time-lapse is ready, though, just in case. Vendetta also ready for Nyx Assassin, so we'll see if he's going to use it right here in the near future.
Well, Io's getting gone on, but looks like he should make this TP out. Yeah.
Double damage Viper, too. He actually had Viper Strike, but chose to hold on to it. I didn't catch to the tail end, so.
Oh, it wouldn't have.
Okay.
He wouldn't have time to kill.
How about bottom tower, though? That's going to be another tower kill. This is 9 minutes into this game. We have the mid and the bottom tower already destroyed.
Yeah, I like the pressure that Team Red is putting on NP right now. They're really taking the fight to them. This is like, you know, this is how you win Dota now. You can't, like, gone are the days of sitting back and farming jungle stacks. Got to be active. You got to do things.
Nyx Assassin running in. Doesn't have mana burn at this point, but I want that spiked carapace in the face of Weaver. Shikuchi on through, but now Fata's here.
Dangerous.
Sonic Wave ready to go. Well, Shikuchi away, though, and again, he had Time Blast. Not enough mana for it now, though, but meanwhile, the bottom lane, Pilot Eye goes down.
Did MSS mess up? Did he mean to Vendetta? If he just turned around and stunned, maybe they would have had enough to get him.
Oh, I didn't really know. I was more so watching the Queen of Pain, to be honest, and kind of the setup there, so let's see if she's going to open with the ultimate, but yeah, you're right. I guess.
I think if he just stunned, he would have killed him.
Yeah.
Because Queen of Pain has a Veil, has the ultimate. And then, like, the Vendetta, they're sort of, I don't know. Queen of Pain
actually gets a solo kill right there, so he shows that with the Vendetta auto attack, it is enough damage to take out an Enchantress, who already had a little bit of damage. But yeah, that's one of those cases as a Nyx where you want to get that bonus damage, but you're right. If you have a teammate there that's going to definitely get the kill, just hit the stun. Fortunately, did not right there.
I mean, maybe I understand this play where the Queen of Pain was invis, trying to get the Weaver to think that he was only running away rather than invis himself. So it just didn't work out for him.
Necro. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he did get the Enchantress though.
Yeah. He finds him in the jungle. And secures the kill onto him. Bottom lane, Vendetta once again from MSS. And gonna look for a play down here now. Necro does have Reaper Scythe. And actually Disruptor, we'll need to be careful about poking in right here. They would love to kill Enigma, and definitely could.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, yeah, he definitely knows, though. He went in tower range, so.
Oh, MSS.
That's unfortunate.
Could have gone for it.
Could have gone for that dive. Owie, meanwhile, goes down to the top lane. Enchantress coming in to assist with the gank there. Weaver does plenty of damage to finish the job, so back to the bottom lane, though. Nice tower deny once again. This time on the side of Team Red. Jenkins at least takes it out. But now Necro. 1,300 gold saved up on Necro. What do we think Necro is going to be going for here in this game?
Probably maybe an Atos.
A lot of Atos, huh?
Yeah, it's what we've seen all the Necros go for so far. Provide some lockdown for the Weaver. In this game, he wants to sit in the front, just be able to survive through fights. That is the goal of all Necro players.
Yeah. Especially with that change to Rod of Atos, the double bracer build up. It does seem pretty friendly to go if he wants to, but he's sitting on 1,500 gold, so that leads me to believe that maybe not at least just yet.
He might go Midas. I don't know. Okay. It's Eternal Envy.
Who the hell knows? All right, Weaver, by the way, going to be blowing up here at the top lane, and in comes the relocate as well. They take out Viper with the Reaper Scythe. He's going to stay dead for a good 40 seconds at just over 12 minutes into the game. Very good execution of a gank there from NP. And is he going to bring back Necro? He sure is. So it'll be only a 3-man push up here, and actually not even going to push it in the end. But still, excellent gank.
That tower is still very healthy. Well, Black Hole is coming off cooldown now. So maybe Red can make a move.
Jenkins heading up here. Hannah Midas himself is in the works. Speaking of that item, Enchantress actually finishes the drums meanwhile. Nice item to find in. The Black Hole going to be executed solo onto Fata. And if that gets the kill, that's definitely worth it. And it absolutely does. The net was needed from the Dark Troll Summoner, but execution for the gank is successful. Black Holes for the one-man ganks is, again, definitely worth it, as I suggested going into it. So,
yeah, and Envy does opt to go for the Midas.
All right. If you like it, I mean, as far as a choice here for Eternal Envy.
He's ahead. I feel like he probably feels like there's not a lot of pressure on him right now. He can afford to go this. He's got a Wisp to help supplement his survivability as well.
That's true. So liking that idea. So yeah, going to build up the Hannah Midas. Wondering if anyone else on the team is looking like they're going to be going for it. Doesn't seem like it. Actually, Doom himself is trying to finish a buckler right here. As MSS just wants to farm a little bit in the middle lane at the Soul Ring. And okay, he is going to be going to Hannah Midas too on Nyx Assassin. Also, you know, I don't want to say traditional necessarily, but it's definitely something we see quite a bit as well, especially more of that offlane Nyx.
I'm just hoping we don't get another classic NP 2-hour game. That's all I want here.
Yeah, you know, I think everyone's in that boat, including NP, even if it means a win. Like, you just don't want to grind out that.
No, I don't know about that. Maybe NP would take a 2-hour game if it meant that they won every single time.
Yeah, that's true. With what's on the line, I could see that. Oh, Franz, he's definitely dead. Very quick burst coming out right there. And relocated Io by himself, but he's going to help with those orbs coming out. And the Midnight Pulse not nearly enough for a return. Nobody else is here, so well played again. As he relocates back towards the top lane. Here comes Weaver, though. Shikuchi on forward. Eternal Envy. The bug is going to be applied. They know Io's not here, actually. Eternal Envy has a Death Pulse in 3 seconds. Nice Impale Stun. There's a Ghost Shroud active, and Fanta joins the party as well. Sonic Wave is ready to go. Going to go for Enchantress back there, applies the Q, but Necro is going to get picked off. MSS TP's out in front of them. Fanta, not enough mana to really get the kill, unfortunately. Okay, it will be enough for the kill on Enchantress right there. Runs back with a haste and the Scream of Pain to finish the job at least.
That last tick of the Shadow Strike with Veil. Oh, there's a Doom out on the Weaver. Oh, he's solo Doom.
Oh, Io's here as well now. And Static Storm in return, not going to be enough, so Weaver thought he had to fight that. Glimpse back onto Io, though. Going to allow Disruptor to at least get him taken out and have the last laugh there of sorts, but you know what? Weaver going down is definitely still worth it for NP.
Yep.
And Doom now has 1,000 gold saved up, so Pilot Eye's being very active here.
Yeah, that's Wisp, man. You just got to be everywhere, enable different heroes, enable different lanes. You know, this is a 4-position Doom, but all of a sudden, if there's a Wisp with him running at you, that 4-position Doom becomes like even scarier than he already is.
What would you like to see on Doom as far as an item build goes? Because you could definitely go different routes, even more of like a Shadow Blade to be more of a ganking presence, or more just full-on utility, things like the mech and whatnot.
He might be going for a Crimson Guard here.
Okay, yeah, that actually looks like it's a possibility here. The Ring of Health pick up there.
Eventually, might want to see like a dagger or something, because I'm personally a fan of multiple ways to initiate a fight. Currently, right now, they're basically, it's just a Nyx vendetta. So I would like to see maybe Aoi grab like a blink later, and just like blink Doom the Enigma, and then everybody runs in, and you don't have to be scared of Hole anymore.
Yeah. Queen of Pain trying to finish an Orchid. In the meantime, again, that Veil first, and one Oblivion Staff taken care of. And it looks like he even has the pattern purchase, so just needs to finish off the other Orchid. Or the other Oblivion Staff, that is, to get the Orchid. As Dust comes out from the Dire side, I think they had an idea that Nyx was nearby, but
yeah,
you see where he is.
They smoked, MSS popped it, and you know, their movement is for naught, as like Aoi is basically solo pushing this top lane. Nobody's punishing him. This is like shades of TI5. This was basically his play style.
Yeah. All over the map here. Hannah Midas is going to prove to be a popular item this game, it seems like. You mentioned Jenkins picked his up as well on Enigma. Necro already his.
Enchantress is getting one too.
Enchantress is getting one. Nyx is getting one.
Let this go for 2 hours.
You're just not ready for that, are you? We got
I
this.
am not.
We got this. That doesn't necessarily mean that, but yeah, it's definitely, again, this team, especially in NP, that has shown they are not afraid to take the long route in these games. But Viper, Dragonlance. Now a Shadow Blade is almost finished on him, actually. To go with that item as well. Weaver, the Lincoln Sphere, is coming along nicely, and they're going to continue their bit of tower push presence here. Yeah, not even 20 minutes into the game, the first tier 2 tower. Go down.
My worry for the Weaver here is that there is like a fair amount of burden on him to do a lot of damage, or to do like a lot of late game damage. But he's got to go for this Lincoln's, but like there's a fair amount of spells on MP side that can potentially disable this. Like I do expect there's a Force Staff on the Necro now, like Mana Burn on the Nyx. Doom has like, I don't know, if he eats a creep, like a lightning creep or something.
Oh, he popped the spiked Carapace expecting a counterattack. Wasn't to be, though. Doom applied to Viper in the meantime. The Black Hole, it will soak in Necro, but not the biggest follow-up. Now the Reaper side trying to cut through the Enigma. Didn't actually get the kill as far as the last hit, but they get the kill when it's all said and done. That Doom is still going to be wearing off on Viper any second now, and he'll barely stay alive. The Mana Burn's not enough either, and Nyx Assassin will go down. Eternal Levy, however, finishes the job, goes with the TP out, and it is going to happen. No, never mind. Glimpse right on back, baby. Now Eternal Levy, Ghost Rider, look at that freaking heal kicking in, and actually Franz could be in some trouble because of it, but no, it's not going to be enough. The final auto attack goes off, not enough for the kill,
just
though.
accept your fate. You know what he should have done? He should have taken his infused raindrop and put it in his backpack so he didn't lose a charge, because he was dead for sure.
Yeah, does eventually go down, but even with that happening, of course, that was a hell of a fight for Team Red. 4-for-3 exchange in their favor.
Yeah, and it was like it was not the ideal Black Hole either.
No. Caught Necro, but that was it. Not really the best damage follow-up. And yeah, Viper got opened with a Doom as well, but
that is not the target that you want to Doom on.
You
remember how I said there, you know, there are a few heroes out there that don't really care about Doom. Viper is one of them.
And I think at that point, too, he had already used his Viper Strike, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he got it off initially in the fight. I mean, it might have been after, to be fair, but I don't know. But point is, yeah, even with that, not the most ideal candidate, so. It's probably Weaver, right? Like, every time Doom ideally wants to jump Weaver with the ultimate, as far as priority goes.
Aoi is actually going for the pipe.
They're going to relocate in right here. Zizzy? Spite Carapace doesn't stun him. He actually goes the other direction with the time lapse. Shikuchi not going to happen though because that Orchid locking him down with the silence. He eventually does fall. Nyx Assassin pulled back in the Static Storm Kinetic Field combination. Spite Carapace going to stall a little bit as well as the Impale, but the Impetus attacks and Monkeys Forever on Viper will finish him. So another 1-for-1, but they do get the Weaver.
And MSS got his Midas off before he died. That's value.
Making sure to do that, so don't want to have that on off cooldown while you're dead. That's the worst feeling ever.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Io's a Ghost Scepter being built.
And Fada's going on this Enigma down here, and he's dead, and he'll get out. As is the solo pickoff with the Orchid.
Yeah, and the Sonic Wave committed for that, so yeah, it seems like this Orchid is definitely paying off quite a bit. And he now finishes the Maelstrom on top of that. The eventual Mjolnir with that level 25 talent, of course, is so good of the 70% 70% lifesteal. That is Doom. Yep, Doom on top of the Orchid, actually. Double silence up. And the Stomp coming out from the Centaur that he ate earlier. Actually gets the kill. The Glimpse is going to stop the TP. Monkeys Forever should be able to run him down as well as the Impetus attacks. But Fata will be able to TP out himself. They're locking down Weaver, though.
Yeah, this guy's having a real bad game. He still is not close to Lincoln's, like another like 1.4, 1.3K. And, you know, until that item, he's going to get continually picked on, and it feels like Red's only reliable source of damage is the Viper and Impetus from the Enchantress.
And actually, you see Eternal Envy right here. He has a full Hurricane Pike that he's able to pick up. That Hannah Midas definitely is doing work, and that's got a good chunk of gold from the last fight. Relocate in. He missed the Impale, though. That is big from MSS as far as the whiff goes. Glimpse back on somebody, but the Reaper Scythe does finish the job, so even despite that miss, they still get the ulti kill. And that's an Enigma dead for a full minute now. Right there, so not too shabby.
Yeah, I think the Hurricane Pike's like a really good pickup to get away from the Viper and the Enchantress if you do end up in that position.
And now he has a Blink Dagger also queued up. Now, of course, you want to be able to get in position for a Reaper Scythe. Again, something like that Ags, it feels so good on the hero. Now, being this kind of one position, I don't know if he's necessarily going to prioritize it, but do you think it could still be important enough? Take Roshan there.
I don't think anytime soon.
Okay.
It looks like MP is trying to go for a specific timing. Aoi is just tanking up. He will be getting that Crimson Guard, and he got the pipe as well.
Yeah, saw that.
So it may be the case where they have Roshan now. Once they hit these like really tanky item timings, they're just going to go and try and siege down the high ground.
MSS in an interesting spot. There is a Sentry Ward literally right next to him, so if the dire side was to walk over here, they most certainly would see him, but doesn't seem like that's actually even happening, and he's just sitting here comfortably. For the time being, at least are they going to smoke up, it looks like? Yeah. I'm going to group up and smoke right here. We'll see what they can get out of this. Shadow Blade finished on Viper. Enigma with that Blink Dagger. Do they have the best stops for Enigma? Yeah, Enigma's Black Hole should be...
They got Black Hole. Or they got, they got Doom.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Maybe not the greatest stuns, but yeah, they do have several silences, the Orchid and Doom.
And in addition, until that Enigma gets a BKB, he's always going to get stopped by the Nyx. He cannot black hole the Nyx, especially if, like, black holing the Nyx, just solo, if the Nyx has vision or any inkling that the Enigma is coming, it's never going to work because he's always going to, like, Carapace is instant, whereas black hole, you know, has a casting animation.
Yeah. Weaver, that Lincoln Sphere. Of course, finally finished now. Took a little bit longer than he would have liked, but as it nonetheless, so that's the good news. Enchantress, the Dragonlance follow-up. Enchantress is really interesting, especially as a 4 position, in the sense that he could become a pretty threatening target later on in the game as far as damage dealing goes. That impetus allows him to do so.
Yeah, he's got the Midas to scale as well, the drums along with it. I mean, he's going to have to pick up this Weaver slack, because this Weaver just finished Lincoln's, needs maybe a couple items to couple more items to feel impactful.
Doom, he's tanky. Pipe, gonna be popped right here. Static Storm, Black Hole, they're using a lot for this. They better get something out of it. They're not. Reaper Scythe cuts down Enigma again. And Doom not only lives, but they're gonna get at least one, maybe multiple turn kills. However, Necro, Swarm's put up. Ghost Shroud is activated though. Trying to stay away. He does have the Hurricane Pack if need be. Doom applied to Weaver, and that is so key. He's gonna pop the Shrine right here, but if they catch up to him, the Impale connects, and down goes the Weaver. The Spite Carapace also stuns Enchantress. Obviously, that passive kicking in of the Untouchable right there. But now Viper's being run down instead. Necro wants him. No Reaper Sight this time. He's going to go after him with that Forest Staff. Fata got glimpsed back. That will save Monkeys in the long run. He's going to turn around, put in those auto attacks. He's got to be careful about this, though. Yeah, jeez. Impale almost connected, but does survive. So Doom, he's tanky, and that showed off right there against Team Red.
Yeah, that's like one of the scary things. You commit so much to kill this one hero. You don't get it. All of a sudden... And then Envy immediately opens the fight by getting a Reaper Scythe kill, and then you feel like, oh god, I can't kill this hero now.
Yeah.
But he's a hero that you want to kill early in the fight, and all of a sudden you can't.
And Viper might get picked here too. Oh no, he barely gets out the Shadow Blade in time. That was so close though. Necro is getting pretty low on mana, as well as Fata for that matter. So now he has an Aegis, so he might actually just be at a point of accepting death, but no, he's going to blink away and let it be done. So they get some damage on the Tier 3 tower. Good Team Red to play pretty defensive right there, but ultimately NP is going to be looking at their biggest lead so far, 10,000 net worth and about a 12,000 experience lead or so.
So, you know, like 50k more net worth lead, and they can end the game.
There you go.
No.
Yeah, what was it last game? It was a 54,000, I want to say, at a point.
At some point, it reached like over 60 when they had like all the rapiers or something.
Oh boy, that was a ridiculous. I still remember, like, we would have literally been casting a third game as well if our third game was actually going to start like it normally was planned.
We could have finished casting
the third
games,
game, yeah,
in the time that it took them to play out that one.
Originally, we were supposed to cast the two bottom teams, Overpower versus Starboys, I think it is.
Yeah.
But apparently that got delayed, or we don't know exactly what's going to happen with that yet. So we were waiting for NP to finish because of this match, and so we had to wait another 30 or so minutes. Meanwhile, Reaper Sight.
Oh, that's cruel.
That's
cruel. They wait to not kill him so that MV can Reapers.
Did they? They kind of just kept him there.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. That added 20 seconds or even 30 seconds at level 3. So powerful. And
oh look.
Oh boy, Weaver's in trouble.
Weaver's dead again, even with the Lincolns.
Doom's a pretty good ability against the Weaver. Yeah, proven to be a very viable pick. Again, not only good against the Enchantress, but the Doom effect itself is excellent against Weaver. And Viper shows his reaction there, abusing that wheel spam there. Crimson Guard picked up by Doom, meanwhile. Also almost even has level 3 Doom on top of that. I guess not necessarily the biggest deal, but doesn't increase the duration or anything like that. But yeah.
Well, this is very bad for Red. At this point, I'm pretty sure they just need some sort of... They need to get BKB up on Enigma, and then just get some godlike 5-man black hole into Static Storm. All the while, their 3 ranged heroes are just beating on them.
So it's all up to Enigma, is what you're saying. Question. As far as the silences, so when he has that BKB, the Necro stun, doesn't that still go through?
No, the stun goes through.
The stun does, yeah.
The damage does not.
So he could still be stopped then.
Yes.
The point there.
Yes.
Even with that, but yeah, that's going to be annoying.
More than anything, he needs the BKB for the Nyx.
That's a dead disruptor. Relocated in once again, very active with that. As it's suggesting, still necessary item because of the Nyx alone. Gonna get those Hannah Midas cooldowns used while they are in the jungle. Now Doom middle lane. All right, we've seen this before. They're gonna go on him. Crimson Guard and the pipe is popped. Now this time he doesn't have his teammates.
So tanky, but he's underneath the Midnight Pulse.
Oh, yeah, that hurt too. Yeah, the teammates weren't there to really help him this time around, so obviously it works out for Team Red.
We might see a pick off on Pala Die here, but he just tethers away, and ZYZZ he wants no part of that anymore.
He's going to be good. Is it ZY? See, I know he also used to go by Ziz. I call him Zizzy, with how his name is spelled, but
who knows?
it's just one of those cases, like, no one really has actually known. Alright, well. Former Complexity player as well. Monkey's former Complexity. Speaking of him, getting jumped on by 2. Dust comes out. Is it enough? Nice glimpse, but it's not in time.
It is only just going to help Fada out.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, alright, thank you. Just planning to go backwards.
And he picks up the BKB now. And he basically has the Mjolnir.
Yep, and how close is he to 25? He's almost 24, so next couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, 25 is going to be kicking in, and then that 70% lifesteal, going to be a nice addition. Enchantress and Weaver are in a bad spot down here. Weaver throws the Lincolns on Enchantress and then ports out. A nice little teamwork right there, but Enigma's still going to get caught by Nyx. Reaper Scythe, just a stun if anything. And then they do kill him. So it wasn't a kill with Reaper Scythe, means it's only 50 seconds instead of 80.
That is a small consolation.
Yeah, trying to be positive here. Team Red, that is.
Yeah, I think at this point they really just... Man, Enigma... Okay, he's sort of... Oh, he died with Midas off cooldown.
Oh, boy.
Oh, GG.
Now that really sucks.
Yeah, but they just got to get this BKB with as minimal casualties as possible, and then go smoke up, try and take a big fight.
Keys to the game here. A lot easier said than done, though.
Yeah, that is their. I believe that is their one of their only most reliable ways. I say it's reliable. I mean, but I say that like relative to their other options.
Yeah. And that's not going to help their cause, unfortunately. Static Storm whiffing right there. Oh, that's a Shiva's Guard on Necro. Also, Reaper Scythe not even up, but it might not matter, as the Orchid applied, and just a simple auto attack finishes the job on Disruptor there. And he'll be dead for a good 40 seconds now, so they're looking for more kills. Doom, his ulti is ready as well. I'd like to see like a blink on Doom, honestly, to be able to jump on that Weaver especially, but...
Just goes for the ultra tanky build. I guess like his the mentality is probably like, even if they use all their stuff on us, if we don't die, then we win.
Yeah. Roshan, that's going to be an Aegis as well as Cheese. Nothing that they're going to be able to do to stop this, obviously, is Team Red. Just going to farm any bit of resources they can, taking the advantage of the time being spent right here. But again, is there really any key items? A Hurricane Park on Enchantress will be nice, as well as him being level 15 here. But relocate, they find Viper. Nyx cannot get the jump in time, but they're going to get the dust up perfectly right on top. Reaper Scythe. Again, that's happened several times. That's like the third time where they get to like 2% life, and then they just die after, so...
Well, Newsham is dead as well. That's 2 heroes out for about 50 seconds. And Roshan will be taken soon.
Yeah. No buybacks for either one of them. And go right back into the Roshan pit to get that Aegis and Cheese. And who do you give what to? I guess probably the Aegis for Queen.
Yeah, Aegis... I would give Aegis to Queen just because it's easier to burst her down. In the rare occasion that it might happen, and then yeah, like Necro's not going to be dying anytime soon. At least he shouldn't.
Yeah, well, especially with Wisp nearby, and he has a Shiva's on top of that, so makes more sense. A little more time to react with that cheese use. So they do give it to him indeed. BKB in the works for Weaver. He went the Diffusal. So talking about damage output now. At least he has a little bit more to work with here. Also, you know, purge off certain abilities.
Yeah, you want to be able to purge off the Ghost Shroud.
That one being, yeah, the big one.
But
What did Nyx? Nyx almost has the axe. Oh, there you go.
That is incredibly annoying.
What do you think about that? I feel like a Nyx axe is better value if you're finding either yourself in a very even game or even defending quite a bit. Because when you're going offensive, is it really as powerful? Is it really that good?
Yeah, you can just plant yourself outside their base, or like after that tower goes down, you just plant yourself down in front of their racks, and like if they try and engage on you, it's super hard.
It's annoying, yeah. So it's just more of a tool to prevent them from getting a good jump, if anything.
And what else does he get? I guess maybe Force Staff. They already have one.
That's true. Just more utility in the end, things like the Force Staff, yeah, but... I mean, they already got Doom taking care of all these auras and tank up items, so yeah, I guess it's really not necessary.
I think Ags is perfectly fine.
Oh, they're just kind of having fun outside the base. Not going to look to go in just yet, though. And they do have the Aegis and the Cheese. Just a matter of when they're confident enough to go in. Queen of Pain is level 25, so that's 70% life still, of course, now has had. And Necro will push out the bottom lane as well. All three lanes. I guess the bottom lane is being pushed out pretty well for Team Red because of Weaver, but he ports back. Oh, Eternal Levy's by himself over here. Nope, never mind. Fata's nearby as well. The Black Hole is out of range of Fata. However, they are going to kill a Necro. Sonic Wave went off on a couple of heroes, though. The BKB popped as well. So Necro the only one to die, though, in that fight.
Yeah, maybe he was counting on his Wisp to relocate him out, but he didn't. The Wisp didn't get it. This is interesting. Fata's got a Radiance.
What? Wait, what? Oh my god, he does.
I mean, he's so far ahead, he feels like this game is free. He's just doing whatever. Honestly, it's probably not even that bad.
Well, he's gonna help to get a kill right there on Enigma.
He's Bristleback.
He kind of is, and he's so difficult to kill because of the lifesteal as well. He's a Bristleback that can blink and not cool spam, really. I don't know.
He's a more aggressive Bristleback.
Yeah, one that can just keep on top of you. That's something, though. Yeah, it feels like a mix of, like, I don't want to say it's a troll item, because as you said, it's not like it's bad. It's just
he's
very unique.
Super far ahead. He's got an Aegis. He's not, like, the mischance is super annoying for all three. Like, you know, the Enchantress, the Weaver, and the Viper.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, actually. It does have pretty good value here when you really think about it, so. Glimpse, that's on the Quap, I think? No, that was on Doom. Impetus attack, just going to tickle him a little bit. And there's that Weaver, or not Weaver, Assassin, Nyx Assassin that is, with the Ags now. All burrowed on it. What was that StarCraft unit that, was it the Lurker, I want to say?
There's the Lurker, there's also the StarCraft 2 unit, which was the, frick, what was it?
Weaver down there. So Lurker was the Brood Wars, yeah.
Yeah, it was Brood War, and then there was also the Swarm hosts. Yeah, it was the Swarm hosts in StarCraft.
I was never a Zerg player. I can't say for sure. That's definitely what it reminds me of, though. Impales coming out, all that distance. Those were freaking annoying. You had to have that detection on you. Scan them out. Anyways, that's the past.
StarCraft 2. Well, dude, look how long that Impale stun is when you burrows.
It's insane. The mana burn spam as well, and then, yeah, the spiked carapace interaction where you can just use it to stun them. Look at Fata, as you're suggesting, he just kind of really is a tank here. Especially with that Crimson Guard throwing up. They bring him on back at the Glimpse, and he's like, all right, let's go over the melee axe. And sure, I don't mind fighting. The heal.
Not dying.
Yeah, this is just the spell steal kicking in. That's ridiculous. Even has Sonic Wave right here if he needs it. And, oh, he thought about it. Hurricane Pike, Impetus attacks. That's a lot of damage. Black Hole in the back lines. Who did that catch? Really nobody. It caught the Nyx in the burrow. And the Reaper Scythe kills the Enigma as a result. The spread damage with the Mjolnir. You see the zaps all around. They lose two. The buyback onto the Enchantress as well as the Enigma. Enigma comes back in with the Black Hole already on cooldown. Doesn't really matter. He's going to go down once again and die back. And NP trying to finish the game right here and right now. Enchantress just walks back to the base, but you can tell NP is feeling good as they're impaling into the fountain. There you go. GG, well played.
That's it.
Ay. That is it. And you call like things like the Doom pick. He seemed to have a very high impact that game. The Doom itself on Weaver especially. Very, very powerful. And Necro in one position, not your everyday, especially with an IO pair, but they were relocating and the Reaper Scythe did work.
IO enables so many different heroes, even if like traditionally you don't expect them to go well together. It doesn't matter. The heal, the sustain, it offers so much more than like your typical like disruptor, for example. That just sits in a lane, gets under leveled. Yeah.
43,000 damage by Fata that game, and that was only a 40-minute game. I mean, I would be curious on stats like damage per minute to kind of get an idea as far as longer games, you know, more damage overall, but average it out, just over 1,000 damage per minute. It feels like that's quite a bit coming out from Queen of Pain right there. So Yeah, he was obviously the star in a lot of ways. The Radiance, not your typical build, but it did make sense. So, like to see the adaptations, if anything, and very much a statement game by Team NP, saying that, all right, we had our 2-hour match that they won finally, and they're taking care of business though against these teams that they definitely should be in Team Red right here.
No,
so.
this makes the stakes for
First place.
Odd Freedom even higher.
Yes, it does, because as you're suggesting, now NP's 6-1. You have Freedom at 7-1 and Planet Odd at 6-1 as well. So Planet Odd and Freedom, they're set to be playing here coming up shortly. Again, I don't know if that's going to be on our mainstream of this one. We'll have it somewhere. The winner of that then could potentially be in a tiebreaker situation with Team NP, pending NP beating DC.
Or if Freedom wins, they just punch themselves a ticket to TI.
Not necessarily, because Freedom.
No, that's their last match. They would be
8-1.
8-1, and they would have had their only loss would have been actually to Team Red, and so they beat every single team in head-to-head.
That doesn't matter though.
Doesn't
from my understanding with the tiebreakers, head-to-head doesn't matter. Actually, Valve made a point. If you're tied, even if you beat them head-to-head, you play the tiebreaker match.
What?
That's why we've been having several tiebreaker matches, I believe. So.
Okay,
if that's the case.
But that's also Planet Odd's last match. So if Freedom wins, it doesn't really matter.
If Freedom wins, that means they beat Planet Odd, and then they could possibly tie with Team NP, because they both only have one loss. That's the way you have to really look at. Right now, both those teams only have one loss, and they don't play each other again. So they could very likely both end 8-1.
What's NP's last match then?
DC.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's tough too, right? Where DC is going to be playing for their lives as well. DC is not guaranteed to make top 5, guys. They're competing with Wheel Wreck as well as Complexity Gaming.
This is hype.
We got a fun finish. NA is going to be a really strong finish right here, no doubt, and excited to continue watching it. So as far as our cast here, though, we're going to be wrapping up. Stay tuned, though. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Charlie. NA region, more action coming at you. Sit tight, guys. We'll be back.